Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the Gallagher Premiership final. Leicester Tigers taking on Saracens in what should be a very exciting game. This is actually one of the first games of the season that I can remember probably the clearest, and that was actually their matchup where there was only one try, and it was in the last moments of the game where it was the Leicester Tigers getting themselves the win. I'm hoping this game will be relatively close, but we are only a few moments away from the kickoff. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all excited for yet again another game of rugby. We've already done the Super Rugby final. We have now got the Gallagher Premiership final. And then later on tonight, we are also going to be doing the URC. But looking through, first of all, at the Leicester Tigers lineup, it is Alice Genge, Julian Montoya, and Dan Cole in the front row. Then Ollie Chisholm slotting in at 4, Callum Green, number 5. Then it is Liebenberg, Reffel, and also Jasper Wiese as the loose forward trio. Then Richard Wigglesworth, I should say, George Ford, Harry Potter, Guy Porter, Matthias Maroni, Chris Ashton, and then Freddie Stewart as the last man in that starting lineup. Then for Saracens, Marco Vunipola, Jamie George, Vincent Koch, Maro Itoje, Nick Ezekwe, Theo McFarlane, Ben Earl, Billy Vunipola, and then Alan Davies, Owen Farrell, Sean Maitland, Nick Tompkins, Elliot Daly, Max Malins, and Alex Good is the starting lineup for these Saracens. But like I mentioned, only a couple minutes away from getting this match well and truly underway. And do let me know your score predictions. Also, meow as everyone says, Paddy Wagon. It is currently kind of late here in New Zealand, so it might be relatively, I mean, it could be quiet, it could be busy. And also, what time is it there in New Zealand? It is just about 2 a.m. here in New Zealand. So a little bit early, I guess you could call it, but it is certainly a perfect time to be able to watch a bit of rugby. And I am thoroughly looking forward to getting to see it in action. Oh, hello, says that Paddy there as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who you think will be able to win this match. I am quickly going to check the odds because I believe Leicester Tigers, it's an interesting one because for me, with them being a home field team here, I guess you could say, they will theoretically have a little bit of the advantage. But then the other argument could be Saracens, after getting promoted, have certainly looked the part since making their way back into the Gallagher Premiership. So they will be hoping to extend the winning form that they have found for themselves and will be just about raring to go. Marco Vunipola at the front of the group for Saracens, but both sides now making their way out onto the park. This is a massive matchup as these two sides, like I mentioned, they love having seesaw battles, and this is one of those times that it could be a monumental clash, and whoever wins it gets that Gallagher Premiership. Nice big old trophy there as well. Marco Vunipola leading out his side with his two children. The top two sides, like they're saying, Leicester and also Saracens. Now, Saracens last week, they were able to get themselves a win over the Quins, whereas last week for the Leicester Tigers, they were able to get themselves a win over Northampton Saints. And big love, people. So Crusaders are still kings, eh? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Says Sebastian, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope everything went all right for you a little bit earlier on. Sucks that the Blues couldn't get that done. I read that as something completely different the first time. That's why I had to kind of squint and make sure I had the right way around. I was like, hello, says Paddy Wagon, and also 32-13 to the Tigers, says Paddy for the prediction. That would be a massive win if they were able to do that, but we will have to wait and see how it goes. 19-10 for the Tigers, and there's what says Matthew Dixon. So it seems like more people back in the Tigers than not. WTF famous, says Paddy Wagon. It just looked a little bit close to something else, that's all. But now Angus Gardner, Wayne Barnes in charge of this one, Luke Pearce, Christoph Ridley, and Tom Foley. So I'd like to think that the the refereeing side of things should be pretty handy for this matchup. I'm very nervous for this game. Do you mind, Kiwi lads? Yeah, a little bit maybe. And also big love, Paddy and Matthew, says Sebastian there. And also hi from Greece, Tigers by 8, says Nick. So I don't think I've seen a single person say Saracens are going to win this game yet. So that seems interesting to me that everyone feels that at least the Tigers will be able to get the job done. But that's the thing. They've been so dominant this year that maybe it could just be the case, but we are almost ready to go. And I also hope you are well, Sebastian, says Matthew. Right, Gallagher Premiership final live from Twickenham Stadium for this matchup. We are almost ready to go. We have got hey, howdy, hey, y'all from Katie Dixon. Welcome in. Hope you are doing fantastic. And now this game is underway. Saracens versus Leicester Tigers, and it's going to be taken nicely straight away by the Tigers inside of their own 22. Tackle made by Vincent Koch and also Nick Ezekwe. Got a short opportunity for England not too long ago, and I believe England actually have their game up against the Barbarians in about 24 hours' time. We will be covering that game on the channel. Also, big kick downfield taken nicely by Farrell. Side of his own half now. He is going to be putting up the box kick, the high one. Billy Vunipola trying to chase after it, and he hasn't quite lined it up. Freddie Stewart also putting that ball down. Now Jamie George. Nice wide pass off into the hands of Elliot Daly. That was close to flat. And now Maitland. Okay, they're going back for it. As it did go forward, and also Big Love Katie. And now Dickie Matthew, all good mate here. Says Sebastian there. And also, well, not many people are here. Says Betty there. And also, it's blowing a gale here, says Betty. And also, Big Love Katie says it was Sebastian there as well. But Freddie Stewart just making an early mistake, something the man doesn't do too often. And England's first matchup, I believe, of internationals are actually going to be up against Australia. And I know that will change drastically for the English squad that we see now for the Barbarians game compared to the English squad that we're going to get to see a little bit later on in, I think, kind of early/late July, isn't it, that we're going to get to see England versus the Barbarians. England versus, what's the other team? Australia. And Quins versus Barbarians tomorrow. Well, it's pretty much, the thing is, it's Quins versus France. So I'm looking forward to it. Either way, it's going to be a good match. I just hope that it is going to be, hopefully the international players for the Barbarians do stand up, all four of them. But other than that, it is pretty much just going to be a top 14 trial, see who is going to make their way into the French side for the near future. And also we got their Crusaders look very impressive, says Jack. And yeah, they all looked very impressive. Yeah, they did well, only conceding that one try up against the Blues and also having about 70% of the possession or something along those lines, like gusts over 60 kilometers per hour. Says Patty, so yeah, a bit windy there by the sounds of it. Davis, in fact, puts the ball in for Saracens, sitting 40 meters out from the line, being told to use it. Now, nice step there, trying to go straight through the middle. It was Nick Tompkins, the Welsh international. Now, nice offload up to Jamie George. Nicely done once again by Saracens. Phase after phase, Maro Toje. And I think for some reason I've got a weird feeling that he is going to be able to get himself... Okay, that's going to be on Barrow under a huge amount of pressure, and he's got that one drastically wrong, and Leicester Tigers able to take that ball back now, going for the box kick downfield. Okay, it sounds like there's going to be a penalty for Leicester. 15 metres inside of the half. Okay, now they are going back for that penalty, and also a couple of Georgians in there. Yeah, we've got the two. It's the one on the wing and the one at 10, I think it is, and maybe even a prop if we're lucky. Who else have we got? We've got Will Skelton. He's going to be in there. I don't think there's any Kiwis. I think there's one South African as well. I think that's about all of them. And also we have got their Big Love brothers. Here's Katie Dixon. And also I want Saracens to lose because of Farrell and Atoje, says Jack Cooney. So they're actually going to go upstairs for this one. So they must have felt there was something relatively bad in the foul play department if they did decide that they do need to go upstairs and have a nice early look. But Owen Farrell getting himself some water. 5 meters in front of where the mark is. Okay, so Owen Farrell's got the option of going. Wait, so it's for that one. Okay, so I think they've said no arms. And also every team has that one dodgy South African. Just the poor Spanish, eh? At least they get to play the French Barbarians in a few, kind of a week and a bit. Because it was actually, the thing is, that game was initially going to be the French Barbarians, I believe. Or is that just me? But now they actually did make it that it was just the Barbarians playing them, which is pretty much similar, you know? You know what I'd absolutely love at the moment? Some strawberries. I feel like they would be a perfect snack for a late night game of rugby. That one from Farrell does go over, so now it's going to make the score 3-0 in favour of Saracens. And also TJ at the Māori All Blacks will be interesting. It certainly will be. See how it does end up going. Do you guys eat strawberries during rugby, or is that just a me thing? I don't actually eat strawberries during rugby. I just feel like I saw someone having strawberry lemonade the other day and I hadn't had it, so now I'm really keen to try it. 5 minutes through the game. And it is 3-0 in favour of the Saracens. Nicely taken by Elliot Daly. Geez, he got his kneecaps lined up big time by Jorge Montoya, the Argentine international. Now, we did see a title go on the way of Pablo Matera, another Argentine international. So whether or not we get to see a couple Argentine internationals get in trophies, we are only less than 80 minutes away from finding out. Elliot Davies Been taken down once again. Ball goes up high, and it looks like a good clearing kick as well. That one, no. Doesn't find touch at the end at all. So we have got there the lemons and the strawberries from Katie Dixon as well. Now it's kicked high once again. Oh, Billy Vunipola takes a mark, which is something you don't really see. Strawberries with whipped cream, decent rugby snack. Oh, strawberries with whipped cream is something I haven't really tried. And I feel like I should, because I've had strawberries and icing sugar with ice cream. Like that, as the kids would say, that slaps. I'm not very hip though, so it doesn't really work when I say it. But like strawberries coated in like icing sugar are just absolutely beautiful. You know, definitely when they're in season. Quay Cooper over Marcus Smith. Here's Jack Cooney there. Nicely taken by Good. Just outside of his 22. Kicks it back down the middle of the field, and it's going to be popping up quite nicely for Freddie Stewart. Come back downfield. Straight down to the 22. Farrell takes it. Strawberries dipped in chocolate, then cream in there as well, says Paddy Wagon. So it might be more of a common rugby snack than I kind of intended. Sounds like, I guess if you guys had to pick any fruit to have with ice cream, what would your fruit with ice cream be? Do let me know, because I know that there are a few options out there, whether that is going to be, you know, like maybe peaches and ice cream, pears and ice cream, what else? Fruit salad and ice cream. I guess you get a bit of a mix of everything, don't you? If you do have a fruit salad. Banana split, I think that involves ice cream, doesn't it? And also strawberries, there's Betty and strawberries and melted chocolate, then frozen is so nice. Says Jack there. I feel like I've found a real common ground for the early stages. And now Wigglesworth about to put up this box kick. And there's nicely strawberries or peaches. Says that was Katie Dixon there. Now nicely taken, Max Malin. So he will possibly get himself a try before the end of the game. For some reason, I feel like Maro Itoje is scoring, which is a weird one because I know that he's not supposed to. He's probably like I don't know, $10 underdog to score a try, if that's even like the right odds. Whatever it is, it's certainly not as high as Max Malin's, that is for sure. That's beautifully taken, poached out of the sky by Nick Ezekwe. Was able to take it beautifully, and now the ball available at the back. No, it wasn't. It was a little knock on. Raspberries and vanilla ice cream. Stop, move on. Otherwise, I'm wanting it. Here's Petty. Now, it was a good shot from Marco Vunipola initially, round the ankles. He just ended up falling the wrong way, I believe. And Nick Ezekwe tried to go through, but he dropped the ball on the ground. And now it is going to be a scrum feed in favour of the Leicester Tigers. We are already a tenth of the way through this match. I was trying to say, like, it has flown by, which is weird how quickly this match has gone. But at the end of the day, we do love a good game of rugby, and a final is about as good as it gets. That was actually beautifully taken by Nick Ezekwe. It got kicked straight towards him, just kind of poached it out of the sky. Oh, yeah, it smacked him in the chest, but you'd still take that. He didn't get any reflex time now. It's going to be a free kick to the Leicester Tigers. Balance, please, is asked for, so Marco Vunipola not too happy with that one. Him and Dan Coles, of course, huge amount of experience between the two. And also we've got there, I don't know how I'm not tired, says Betty. It's because of the rugby. You know, we've got rugby after rugby after rugby, all massive matches as well. Like the URC South African Derby is going to be epic, and that is only a few hours away. I say that in a yawn. You know, that will do it to you. And also, can you make a combined Ireland and All Blacks team for halftime? Maybe, says Jack. I mean, it's a decent idea. Maybe doing like a combined team. I might need a little bit more time to think about it though, but maybe it could be a video idea in the future if that is something you want to see. Me trying to get the Irish and the All Blacks on the same side before they play off against each other. And also it's rugby finals weekend. You can't afford to. See Sebastian and also Paddy. See Sebastian as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I slept relatively well last night, but as soon as you know that you're not too far away from Super Rugby starting, you just kind of sleep like this and you think, oh, no, still 3 hours. Oh, 2 hours. Oh, and then you just get sick of going, oh, and then you just get up anyway. And then the rugby's here. That's a big kick downfield. Very nicely done by Owen Farrell. And now, in fact, that was Alex Good, I believe, who did kick that one. I yawn like a dragon. Do you blow fire out your mouth as well? And I don't know why, but I'm watching the horse racing, says Jack. I mean, horse racing is one of those weird ones that people on paper think, oh, they're just running around, but it can get quite intense. Definitely if before the race, Like, the kind of stigma that you need to be betting on a horse in the race to enjoy it is just not true. You know, you just pick a number at the start. You go like, I like this horse because its name's like Balls Malone or something like that. And then you just back Balls Malone the whole way through the race. And it's just intense, isn't it? You want to roast. And there, says Patty, I mean, I wouldn't mind a roast if there was an option. Is Balls Malone a rapper? No, that's Post Malone, isn't it? Who's Balls Malone? Is that like a real person? So I don't think I call my racehorse that. If I have one, Brendan McCullum might have a horse. Balls Malone, the racehorse. Says Katie Dixon there. So that's going to be another mark taken. So currently just mark after mark after mark at the moment. Hanging on to this ball, Theo McFarland goes down to ground currently. Saracen sitting about 30 metres out from the line. Marco Vunipola once again having another carry. I assume he will be going to Australia. The way that he plays is very impressive. Are you thinking of Balls Mahoney? Is it Mahoney, the wrestler? Is that who I'm thinking of? Is anyone's first name actually Balls? Or is it like, you know, because your nickname can be Balls, of course. Has anyone got the first name Balls? Like literal balls? Not your first name being literal last name Balls, but just talked about balls a lot. Luckily, I've got one right here, and I'm talking about a rugby ball. I should clarify before anyone thinks I'm getting anything else out. A little All Blacks ball. Little tiny one. I feel like a goal-kicking challenge with that would be interesting to see how it goes. I feel like I'm slightly digging myself a hole as well. I'm too excited for finals rugby. I think that's my problem. Now, kick for territory as well. They've done 6 kicks compared to the 10 of Saracens as well, so a huge amount. Now, Jamie George. I am smiling a lot today. I've noticed, like, Super Rugby was the same. If your name is actually Balls, your dad had substance issues, says Sebastian. Because, I mean, what last name goes with Balls? Like, to make it... I don't think there is a good last name. It goes well with it. And also Balls Mahoney. That's all I can find as well, says Jack Cooney. And also, okay, the roast will be in the post, says Patty. Wait, so you're sending a roast meal of some sort. I assume it's a meat D's balls. Well, I mean, that is a name that you could go with, I guess. Or just like a name like Ron or something. Ron's probably easier. Now, currently, Saracens, they are trying to get this ball back. Leicester Tigers hanging on to it. And also too many final matches last 35 hours, says 123 MS. I 100% agree. And then next week, we've still got the MLR final, the Curry Cup final, and also a couple other matches starting to kick in, such as I think the Māori All Blacks are not quite playing next week, but we are going to get to see some rugby league actually taking place as well. Balls Maloney sounds like a boxer or UFC fighter, says Jack. That's going to be taken back by Saracens, and because of it, Leicester Tigers, they are well and truly hyped up now as they have got themselves the 5-metre scrum, I should say. And also Ron like our currency. The old Romanian Ron. Why is it called the Ron, Sebastian? I feel like you've probably told me this story about 10 times, and every time you're like, oh, this guy's got a memory of a goldfish. But why is it called the Ron rather than the Ron? If it's like, if you like steal something, is it called a rom-con? No. That worked better in my head before I said it, and then I said it, and then I now cry to myself. 5 metres out. Going to be a scrum feed for the Leicester Tigers, and fine for making them carry back. And there as well, says Paddy Wagon. I mean, they're getting fined a 5-metre scrum, which is probably not what they want. The stage, definitely not when you've got the likes of Alice Genge in the front row going head-to-head up against Vincent Koch, Mako Vunipola on one side, going head-to-head with Dan Cole. Pretty excited. And also Boris Johnson turns 57 tomorrow, says Jack. I see. Wait, so is that, I assume that's tomorrow UK time, so is his birthday the 20th of June? Maybe? Not too sure. That's moving a lot for that scrum, so they're going to have to go down for the scrum reset, and they are going to be popping back up. Too much pressure, says Wayne Barnes, and there's a huge amount of pressure on these players. 19th of June, a 15-year-old is number one on famous birthdays tomorrow. What? Says Jack, do you know what the 15-year-old's name is? Jack, out of curiosity. I assume they're either a child actor, maybe a singer, or what else child actor, I guess. Could be another one. I feel like it's something to do with entertainment, though, because we're about to put in this ball once again. We've had a little bit of a stop it there. 16 minutes through this game, though, and it is still going to be sitting 3-0 in favour of Saracens. That's a big push, and it's a penalty to Saracens, though. Simone Harrison, never heard of her. Simone Harrison. She's not the one that's like the gymnast at the Olympics, is she? No, probably not. What's her name? It's something Simone. She's a USA or UK? USA, I think. Simone someone. And also, Ron, new Roman currency or Romanian currency. Our old currency was called the same, and they added the N to point out that it's the new one. So it was the Ro, but now it's the Ron. I like it. And also, good like to watch. Good like to watching count right now. That Simone Biles. Yeah. Knew it was a Simone. She does TikTok. Yeah, nah, TikTok can get you big ass. like TikTok is a whole different ball game. You know, Trump. Says Eric, I don't think Trump's 15 that I know of. Jamie George throws it into the back, taken nicely by Ezekwe. Going short side, Billy Vunipola. Nice step from the big man. He goes through, back in the pace as well. Wide cutout pass, beautifully done. It's chipped to Mike. Davis is waiting for it, but the ball just curls a little bit too much. And born in 2006 and the number one for famous birthdays. Well, there's Jack there. You know, you can that's the thing. TikTok is one of those, I guess, social media juggernauts that I haven't really ever gotten into. I know that George uploaded a couple of our TikTok clips from like our gaming channel on there just to test the water, and he got banned because it had a video of him pulling the fingers. So then they were like, nah, that's not allowed. And also, it's scary that people born in 2017 turn 6 next year. It's scary to think that rugby 2006 is as old as it is, because I feel like I played it like a few years ago, but really it was like 15. And also, she is world Olympics champion gymnast, best ever. So here's 1-2-3 MS in there as well. Now Nick Tompkins driving the man backwards. Leicester Tigers only 5 meters out from their line here, and it's a penalty to Leicester Tigers. Once again, another little mistake there from the Saracens. It also come on Tigers. History proves that Tigers have to win this season after the Quins are triumphant. And also 11-12 Quins, 12-13 Tigers. Here's Sebastian. And the big thing is as well, the last time these two sides played, I was actually talking to someone about this before the match. I said, I really hope it's not like the last time. And if it is, I hope it's exciting up till that last minute try, because we only saw one try for the Leicester Tigers in about the 77th minute last time, or the first time, in fact, that these two sides played. And I would hate to see that again. Other than, of course, if they're still ticking over a few penalties, I feel like a stalemate. We need something early on that makes it seem like, something's going to happen. You know, it's a bit of a party. But then saying that, finals are often those stalemates and the chess matches, how it just takes one of your men in the wrong position, all of a sudden get you knocked out. And also we get there, the Tigers in there. Says Katie Dixon, an 8-year-old is number 16 for famous birthdays. Says Jack, I mean, it's the thing. At the end of the day, sometimes literally age is just a number, isn't it? Like some 8-year-olds are they're not driving Lamborghinis. They've got their parents driving the Lamborghinis that they own because they've made like millions in the stock market. More than likely reviewing toys though. Davis kicks high. Waiting for this one to come down 40 meters out. Unable to take it cleanly. It's gone backwards off Harry Potter. And because of it now, Jasper Visa is able to clean it up, the South African. Oh, that's a penalty advantage. That's a bit dirty from Billy Vunipola. Rough backline. Now it's starting to link up nicely, though. Ollie Chisholm actually spinning out of a tackle quite nicely. Back across. Now inside. Ball 4 gets it wrong, and it's going back. You'll never guess what that 8-year-old does for a living. Is it TikTok? Nah, what else do 8-year-olds do? Other than, I guess, an actor. Maybe it's a child actress or actor. Singer? What else do 8-year-olds do? YouTuber. Is it an 8-year-old YouTuber? Okay, it looks like more than likely the Leicester Tigers will be taking on the 3 here get themselves back to an even playing field. And like that, hey, they're stealing my lines. I just said that it was a game of chess, and now they're saying it's a game of chess as well. Saracens should win because next year will be tough because they lost too many players. Says 123 MS, and also TikTok, believe it or not, says Jack. And also, I just said the winners of the last 20 years. I remember back in the noughties, or the noughties when the Wasps were a crackerjack outfit. One moment, I'm going to go like this. Where's Seb? There's Seb. Interesting. I'm going to open the original Seb because what I can do, it's not like, it wouldn't be copyrighted or anything, would it? It wouldn't be like too bad because what I can do is go like this, like this, like this. And then one moment while George Ford's kicking this one, we've got just a little tiny short moment. He's about to line it up and he misses out to the right-hand side. So Sebastian has very generously sent us a picture of the last 20 years of Gallagher Premiership winners. And I can go like that and show you guys exactly who has been able to win it. So as you can see, the Wasps 3 years in a row. Leicester Tigers pops up on there quite a bit, 4 times, but there's only one side that's popping up there just a little bit more than the Leicester Tigers, and that is Saracens having themselves 5. Exeter Chiefs a couple of times, Harlequins a couple of times, and Northampton Saints, Sale Sharks are the other 2 sides. That's kind of weird seeing that, not seeing so many other sides. Because what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7 sides out of the possible 12. So Bath have never got it. Newcastle Falcons never had it. Who else are the sides that I'm missing from here, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. But Alice Genge, in fact, it is going to be Big Jasper Visa instead. Having another carry. Yeah, who else hasn't been able to win it in the past? That's a nice little chip. Gloucester and also it's another team that I can't quite think of now. Nice run down the wing. George Ford, ball on the inside to Harry Potter. And he is going to be going for it. I always say it with an English accent just because that's how they say it. They say Harry Potter. That's going out. And London Irish, Gloucester and Worcester. And then, hi, everyone, please like and share. Says Window Beer Reviews. Stones, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Morning, Hamish. How are you, brother? Well, what a game. Cheetahs versus the Pumas in the Curry Cup semi-final. Pumas winning 38-35. Oh, George Ford's limping. But yeah, that was an unexpected one, wasn't it? They weren't supposed to win that game that I know of, were they? I think it was supposed to be the Cheetahs who were supposed to get themselves the win for that matchup. But now it's going to be the Pumas versus the Requas in the Curry Cup final. Okay, George Ford does not look like a happy chappy at the moment. He's getting his ankle twisted. They got 2 men down. Oh, yeah, no, he twisted a little bit there, George Ford, and he does actually go down pretty much straight away. Didn't want to take any extra contact, and Pumas played the hearts out. So here's Birdie V there. Yeah, they're always a side that you can't count out until the final whistle, the Pumas. Or Freddie Burns, or is that Billy Burns? Freddie or Billy? One of the Billies or the Burns. It's Freddie Burns. Who's there? Of course, Billy Burns plays for Ulster, doesn't he? Looks like he's warming up. Oh, they just showed his name. Currently 23 minutes through this game. And first time in 60 years, the Requas in a final. So that's huge. Like, this is probably a final that have we ever seen a Pumas versus Requas final in the Curry Cup? Birdie V, because did the Pumas exist 60 years ago is probably my bigger question. Because it's pretty huge that all of the URC sides are the ones who didn't make their way through, but then you can kind of understand why, because the difference between kind of playing in the URC with the fact that you got to have a little bit more of a traveling side and you spend a bit more time overseas maybe has impacted those Curry Cup sides just a little bit more. I missed that match. I will definitely watch the highlights. Here's 1, 2, 3 MS. It looks like George Ford just trying to run it off here, which is normally easier said than done if you've had a little bit of an ankle problem. I think he said nah. Unfortunately, he said nah, it's not worth the risk. I don't think I can actually move too well. And also, this is the Pumas' first final ever. So history's going to be made either way when we get to see that matchup next week. We are actually hoping to cover the Curry Cup next week. It was just this week's ones were a little bit inconvenient for timing, with it being early on Saturday morning rather than the Sunday morning. Okay, George Ford, I think he wants to continue, but the thing is, it's a whole different game. Like, you can walk on your ankle, of course, But the difference is you're going to have to kick it with your ankle that's stuffed. So that's probably going to be the harder part. And also what final it is going. And there it says 1, 2, 3 MS. So that is going to be the Currie Cup final, I believe, next week between the Pumas and the Requas. Now George Ford is going to have to make his way off the field. And that'll be a shame for him as he is getting the round of applause from the crowd for having to go off right at the end of the season. Is he going overseas next year? And also it's going to be awesome. I think Ford has done. Says Katie Dixon, yeah, that ankle just does not look like it's quite working. I'm busy preparing the bright eye barbecue for the game later. Says Birdie V. That's actually, I've heard that it's quite a popular thing for the final to have a bright eye, because I think Carl was also having one. So yeah, hopefully you do enjoy your bright eye. Do enjoy the rugby that's taking place a little bit later on today. It should be a cracking matchup. Okay. George Ford, it's a long walk. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to walk off that side. You have to actually make your way right off. So you have to walk about 50 meters or so. And he's still making his way off. The crowd giving him another cheer. He does deserve it as well. And also we look at that. Oh, yes, it is. Thanks, mate. So here's Birdie V. But yeah, hopefully it's an enjoyable one. I feel like the last time I had a proper barbecue was probably... When was it? When did I last have a proper barbecue? Probably Christmas last year or the year before for a proper one. I can't actually remember the last. I need to have a bright eye. What do I need to make it a bright eye rather than a barbecue, Birdie? What's like one food? I know that I need my bowlers, I think it is. Have a strong coffee, mate. I see you yawning away. Says Birdie V. Oh, Harry Potter's rocked. The moment he will be seeing stars. And not just because he's floating high on his broomstick. Had to throw him one throughout this live stream. He just gets it every time. But now, running forward, Freddie Stewart. Nice run here. Passes back to Wigglesworth. Tommy Reffel gets back up to his feet. Now passing it back across. Matthias Maroni, another Argentine. They've actually got quite a few Argentinian players in this lineup. I have been told to use it. Question, do you get drunk after you eat, or do you do it properly, get pissed and mistake the knife for a fork or the fork for a knife? That's a great question. I know that it's not quite the answer you're after, possibly, even if there is a right answer for that. But I chipped my tooth trying to eat a fork. I wasn't drunk, though. I was just really keen to eat my McKicky fries. Like, that's the problem when you make your chips that good, is you're going to end up biting the fork every once in a while. So I did that, chipped my tooth, and then it was very unfortunate because it was like the middle of the night. I had live streams the next day, and it was also the weekend, so I was screwed pretty much. But it seems to be all right. All right, to have a bright eye, you need charcoal, a fire lighters, boilers, some steak, and if you want some chicken. Okay. So a gas barbecue wouldn't quite cut it, would it, Birdie? That looks like Ella Davis might get himself in a bit of trouble here for his tackle on Julio Montoya. Definitely if it's up to the crowd. If it was up to the crowd, they would be given a red here. Direct contact with his left shoulder to his head. This might be a red. This might be a red. I think a yellow would be sustainable here. It's mild. I think it also, Davey might be in trouble. So he's getting also now, mate. Gas bright eyes are for sissies. I see. Okay, that's looking like head contact. And yes, big lad, says Phil Bow the robot. There's Phil there as well. Right, real speed. I mean, for me, I'd give it a yellow. Okay. It's a yellow card. I like that. And I know that Saracens won't like that, having the yellow card, but that is the right decision. At the end of the day, he didn't hit him hard enough, I don't believe, to warrant a red card, because we've seen quite a few recently that easily could be red cards. But that one, I don't know whether or not that's just like I'm a completely impartial option in this game, but I think I agree that that would be a yellow. Okay. Alice Genge is just yelling straight at the ref as well. Also, we've got they don't want to spoil the final with a red, says Philbot the robot. Or Philbo the robot. I think I just called you Phil last time, didn't I? And also the yellow card from Katie. But now Freddie Burns already out on the field. That is due to the injury of George Ford, a player that the Leicester Tigers certainly did not want to lose in the early stages of the match. Kicked into touch, and now Julian Montoya. See, because the thing is as well, normally if it's a rare card, that player's got to go off for an HIA normally no matter what. Julian Montoya, he's still out on the field. He's still all right. So I guess that also warrants it a little bit lower. Phil in there as well, says Phil. Now pass back across. Big run forward from, I believe. Oh, did he drop that? No, he didn't. He is going to keep on trying to drive forward. Sailed. I think that was Vunipola actually sailing over the top. Alice Genge now off to Burns. Freddie Stewart breaking the line, using his base. He's got a man with him, finds him. And now tackled low. Brilliant tackle made. At the moment, now only a few meters out from the line. Who will be the try scorer for Leicester if they can get over the line? I'm trying to think of who they've got on their team. I'm going to say it will be Alice Genge who gets a try here. As a guess. I'm looking around trying to find him, and I think he's underneath the breakdown currently. And also, I think Saracens are good enough to withstand the pressure of playing one man short for 10 minutes. That's very close, and that's a try to Leicester. And that will be the first try of the match. That is not Alice Genge. I believe, who's that? Is that Callum Green? Is that Callum Green who scored that one? Looks like Callum Green. Or is it Ollie Chisholm? No, it's Liebenberg who was able to score the try and try to the Tigers. And when I get to New Zealand and I'm settling, I'll pop in and show you out of Bright Eye. Here's Bertie V. I can just imagine the first thing you'll do is just go, have you got a sledgehammer? And then you'll just smash our kind of gas barbecue and be like, right, don't touch that again. I'll get the coals out. Speaking of coal, Dan Cole on the side of Liebenberg there, able to help drive him over. Just over the line, and I was like, Sebastian. And of course, I know that the Saracens are not your favorite team in the world, Sebastian. I think is the best way of describing it. But at this stage, they look like it is going to be quite a close final. Well, it looks like it also Lowell says Betty V currently sitting 28 minutes through this game. Freddie Burns about to line up this kick, and he does sneak it in the right hand upright. And that will now make the score 28 minutes through this game, 7 points to 3 now for the Leicester Tigers. First try scorers of the match. It's great news that we've had a try this early on because, like I mentioned, the last time that these two sides played, or the first time, in fact, it was a long time coming for a try to come to the match. Right, ready to go again. How is George Ford going to... Or who is George Ford going to? I think that is from Connor. Is he heading? Where is he heading? Is he heading to France, George Ford? Or I'll give it the unique taste. Says 1, 2, 3 MS. Oh, Vunipola looked like he was some sort of giraffe on ice skates there, but he's been able to regather his footing. And now 50 meters out. Saracens going for the attack. It's Jamo George as his nickname, but also Jamie George. He's been filmed in the shower by Joe Marler, which is something only a few people can actually say that they've had happen to them. Which I don't know whether or not that's something you want to happen to you. That was a weird flick out the back from Owen Farrell, but it's worked out. Elliot Daly now. Nice flick on the inside to Sean Maitland. That's going to be almost stolen, but they're going back for the initial penalty. And also, is it that obvious? Says Sebastian there as well for whether or not he does have a bit of a soft spot for Saracens. You know, he's Saracens. It's a unique taste. Saracens are the caviar of the Premiership, and that's not to say that they're like the real rich, kind of side of things. It's like some people love caviar, some people don't like caviar. Saracens could also be compared to the blue cheese of the Gallagher Premiership. Now, some people stand by it, and other people think it stinks. It's just one of those ones that they always have a big split of you either love Saracens or you hate Saracens. That seems to be your two, not really an in between. And Jamo George. There's Katie Dixon there as well. It looks like now, what are they going to be deciding? It looks like they're going to be taking on the tee shot here. Elliot Daly. He is actually going to be the one lining up this one. So they've taken first kick of the night, 49 metres out. He's going to be in the England teams for the Barbarians tomorrow. If some of their starters are playing today in this final, says Cameron, I can actually let you know the exact lineup that they have gone with, or a rough lineup, I guess you could say. But a lot of them are Harlequins players. Who else have we got? Quite a few players in there. The Wasps, I think, have got a few players sneaking in there, but a bit like Vegemite, aren't they? They are a little bit, yeah. Some people love Vegemite with every meal. Some people would rather throw it at a wall. That's gone over. And now it's going to make the score 6 points to Saracens and 7 to the Leicester Tigers. So tomorrow's game between the Barbarians and England. I'm going to have a look. And also we have got the, hey guys, if we're on 18 likes, smash that like button. And if you are new to this channel, subscribe. If you are new as well, says BDV. And also we get their salty bastards. Sebastian. Fair point sometimes, but then they can also be quite refreshing on toast every once in a while. Right, they've got Kokonasiga, Johnny May, Marchant, Atkinson, Smith, Freeman, and Randall, Tom Curry, Alex Dombrandt, Sam Underhill, Hill in the locks alongside Yules, and then also Collier, Walker, and Todd. So that is the English lineup off the bench. Notable names probably Courtney Laws, Jack Willis, Danny Kerr, and Jack Knoll. And also, I'm new. Just click the like, says Jay. Good on you, mate. Do appreciate you being here. Hope you have been enjoying all of the rugby that we have had, and also the rugby league. I haven't really been following, other than the fact that I know the Warriors got absolutely dicked again, unfortunately. But one day. And also, nice suit, says Jay. Thank you very much. I feel way overdressed for these live streams, I'll be honest. But we say big matches deserve big attires, I guess. And it's Vegemite the same as Marmite, pretty much, but just a little bit different. Some people love Vegemite but hate Marmite. Some people love Marmite but hate Vegemite. It's just a little bit of a different yeasty kind of spread. I guess it's the best way of saying it. Then there's also Promite, isn't there? Which I don't know what the difference is between that one and the others as well. Nicely taken by Billy Vunipola. Trying to spin out, tackle by Cole. Already 32 minutes through this matchup now. Now, Mako Vunipola, nice low tackle on him. The Vunipola brothers, not quite as many brothers in this match. All charged down, and there's going to be a good chance he can't find the ball, and it's going to sit up. And they're going, did I hear the whistle? Did I hear the whistle? No, I didn't. Someone was blowing their own whistle. Owen Farrell's had to put that one down, and it is going to be now a 5-meter line out, a 5-meter scrum for the Leicester Tigers. Brilliant work there. I got so confused because I swear someone in the crowd must have found their own whistle and just kept on blowing it and blowing it and blowing it. But Wigglesworth, he wasn't able to find the ball. He was looking around, trying to find it. It sits up nicely. I don't mind all three. And their Barbarians is that invitational team. It is, although it's 90% French this year. Also, that was crunchy, says Katie. It was a bit of crunch there for Owen Farrell. He ended up just getting squeezed and I guess bent down and squashed. And he gets slapped on the hamstring. I feel like I've never been slapped on the hamstring. Actually, no, that is a lie. This is going to sound like a real bad story, but I'll tell it at halftime. But first of all, 2 minutes 20 left of Saracens' yellow card. And the mostly Frenchies that got invited to play for them. And also we have got there, do you have trousers on or shorts? I have got trousers. I've got cargo pants type thing on. I'm getting way too comfortable with flinging my legs up in the air on a live stream. But yeah, they're good ones. Got the zip as well. Very handy. 2 minutes left now, and the scrum feed for the Leicester Tigers. It's a big push neither as well, says Jay. Well, that one. Well, I mean, I would try, but then I have too much of a habit of flinging my leg up. So then if I didn't have anything on, that would be dangerous. It also be really 90% French, 9% Georgian, and 1% South African, says Sebastian. Oh, don't forget Will Skelton, though. Of course, he squeezes his way in for another percent. Other than that, it's just, yeah, literally that. Like, have we got anyone else? Maybe a Fijian? Does Lavani Bortia count as a Fijian? Maybe. I know he plays for La Rochelle. And also, mate, you're really a legend. It's like 2:39 in the morning in New Zealand. And here you are streaming. Hats off, mate. Freaking awesome. And thank you for the stream, says BDV. No worries at all, mate. That is going to be a penalty now to Leicester Tigers. And good man, just checking, says Mike. You know, sometimes, you know, you can forget to put on the pants. But normally you realize pretty quick when you're in the supermarket and everyone's looking at you funny. And you're like, what? It's just a bit cold, isn't it? And also we got that 0.1% Australian, says Sebastian. It looks like they want to take the quick tap here. for the Leicester Tigers. Nice drive forward once again now. Pop pass up. Jeez, that's some good steamrolling. And I think that is a South African. Jasper Wiese goes in, scores the try for the Leicester Tigers. And brilliantly done by the big South African. And also all the favourite teams have lost this weekend. Blues lost, Cheetahs lost. I'm hoping the Stormers and Saracens can break the hoodoo, says Cameron. Although, at this stage, it looks like Leicester Tigers are looking pretty good. Their second try of the match now, which is very nicely done indeed. That's just a good ball up, and they weren't able to stop him. Mara Doge Good tried to stop, and I was like, oh my God, says Katie Dixon with the try to the Tigers. And yeah, they're looking very good at the moment, the Leicester Tigers. Looking structured. They've scored twice in the time that we've seen of the yellow card, and also try for the Tigers, says Sebastian. So I feel like I've noticed a slight trend. Anyone who's normally a Quinn supporter is well and truly behind the Tigers for this matchup. But at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting one to see whether or not the Tigers can keep the momentum going. Is it come on you Tigers? Is that what you would do for come on you Tigers rather than come on you Quins? C-O-Q, no, C-O-Y-L or C-O-Y-T? Quit. That could be it. Maybe quit. Come on you Tigers. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well. It's funny because it's true, says Katie. It was they scored two times, but they didn't look like scoring when Saracens were a full 15 on the park, says Cameron. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how now that Saracens are back to 15, how the next little while with the game does end up going. But when you think about it, for Saracens, they lose a lot of structure with the yellow card that they had because it was their halfback that they lost. They've got a good halfback on the bench as well if they do need him. But now, Leicester Tigers with 3.5 minutes left of this first half. Looks like it is going to be Wigglesworth will be putting up the box kick. Got some good strength on that kick. Currently only 6 points difference between these two sides. Oh, wow, that was almost a big shot. Did end up slipping into it, though. Davis now off to Ezekwe. Changing his line nicely, and it seems like Saracens, I mean, if they get themselves another try or another penalty, they are still well and truly in this matchup. Okay, Davis asking for people on the left-hand side. Off to Vunipola. Tackled low by Jasper Wiese. Now Davis once again slinging it off to the right. One more off to Elliot Daly. Max Malins. Good shot. Very good shot on Max Malins there. Now back. Pop pass up to Billy Vunipola. This is good defense from the Leicester Tigers. And I remember seeing their defense really shine in one of the earlier matches of the season as well. I hadn't really watched too many Leicester Tigers games throughout pretty much my rugby watching journey. But as soon as I saw them in action, tell you what, Marco Vunipola's just done a fend, which is pretty impressive as well. But first time that I saw them in action, they made 200 tackles, missed 8. And I thought this side is a contender. And they did extremely well there. In the process, Freddie Stewart having a rough time. Has to try and take it back. He's being tackled low. Good's trying to use that power, but he's driven out nicely, Freddie Stewart. Only the 10 metres out, and it's a penalty for the high shot. And good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Hope all as well, says Nathan. Hope you are doing well too. Hold on, why is Ben Young's on the bench? Who's the guy with the teddy bear name? Says it was Sebastian. So, yeah, Ben Young's off the bench. Is it Richard Wigglesworth, the one that you're talking about with the teddy bear name, possibly? And it's interesting because I thought Young's was starting, but I might be wrong. And also, the Saracens need to slow the game down, take back control. Says 123 MS and also doing well. Thank you, brother. Also, hope you guys are well. And also, big love, Birdie, enjoying the final at Maitland. Oh, Maitland's limping a little bit too now. Injuries for both of these sides look like they're creeping in here. All good. Says Birdie V. But anyone who is new to the channel, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also check out the Kiwi Lad Sport. And Wigglesworth is such a teddy bear name. Says it was Katie Dixon. I keep on thinking of Captain Feathersword from the Wiggles. I think we've got 2 Captain Feather swords. Like the decent size, like big fluffy ones that kind of look like it's like a duster, but it's actually a sword with a little rattle in it. Fun fact, I guess. Oh, Jasper Wiese. Hanging on to this one and about to go for the box kick. Okay, one of the commentators has just literally said, "Where is the first half gone?" And I think an espresso will do the job. Here's Birdie V, and there's it's going to be knocked on there, or was it? Okay, it's on the Saracen side of things. It looked like a very confusing breakdown that no one really had the ball for about a good 3 or 4 seconds. Now it's back out there to the midfield. Elliot Daly looking to step. Oh, that man, Matthias Maroni, almost got his ankles turned inside out. And they can cross swords if they are too. And there as well, says Sebastian, they certainly can. And quite big ones too. And fluffy. And also awesome stuff, says Birdie V. Now back across to Billy Vunipola. They've just apologised for some language that one of the players used, I assume. It was probably one of the following words. No, we won't go through them all. That's what George's job is. And he comes on the channel. Vincent Koch pops it back up now. Billy Vunipola does a bit of a spin. This is a nice move here for Saracens as Zekwe's put it down though. And that is now going to be halftime. Marco Vunipola slams down the headgear. Says, I'm not too happy with the way that one went. But halftime in this game, it is going to be Leicester sitting on 12 and Saracens sitting on 6. So a relatively close first half between the sides. And now only about 10 minutes of a break. We are back. I'm ready to go. I have yawned quite a bit. I think it's because I've been looking a little bit further that way than the last live stream, if that makes sense. And the light, I've moved it so that it doesn't reflect as much as when it did before, which can make your eyes not like you very much. But I'm not actually that tired in there overall. But currently now, it is going to be sitting about halfway through this matchup. In fact, halfway indeed. And be right back. Yeah, I'll go grabbing some water. There's Katie Dixon there as well. And awesome stuff. Here's a birdie to Sebastian. Now we're watching a guy like chop the ground, or he's chopping snow with an axe. That's pretty legit. I don't think I've ever chopped snow with an axe overall. Currently 40 minutes to go in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, until we get to see some more epicness of this rugby match. But I hope you guys have all been having a great day so far. It has been exciting. We've had plenty of rugby on in the last little while, and it will be no different in the next 40 minutes as well. We're just going to go like that and like that. Hopefully I'll fix that one so that it is going to work for us. There we go. And we will get that up. I'm looking through at the benches now, and 21 likes, not bad. Smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. There's Birdie V. Looking through at the benches, we have got Ben Youngs, Freddie Burns, then also for the, I almost said the chow, it's chopping snow. Sounds like a slang for cocaine use. It does a bit, doesn't it? We've got Lazowski coming off the bench for Saracens, Andy Christie, Ivan Funsell, and then also Jackson Ray. I think there's another one, and also Roni Maui. Or Maui, probably the next big one. This is going to be a weird second half, I think. And Hamish, is this the final? It is indeed, between these two sides. And then the URC final will be taking place in about 2.5 hours' time, but we will be starting about 15 minutes early. So we have got plenty to talk about heading into that final between the Stormers and the Bulls. Then tomorrow night, in less than 24 hours, it will be England taking on the Barbarians. We will be covering that game on the channel. And then the next internationals, I'm hoping they do end up showing those Pacific Island Cup games on New Zealand television. And if they don't, I might have to find another way of being able to watch them, because if they've got those games, then we are going to be covering the matches between Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, and then also Australia A as another side that sneaks their way in there. But I'm not too sure whether or not that is going to be on Sky. I'll have to have a look and see what I can find in the thingy. What am I thinking? What thingy? World Rugby, that's the one. World Rugby, what's it got for the information on finals day on the Rugby Coding, Super Rugby Premiership and United Rugby Championship finals? What a day. And which side are you supporting in this final to win championship in this? I think that the Leicester Tigers have got the advantage at this current point in time, and they were probably the favourites going into the match. So I will go with them, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if Saracens fight back in this contest, as they are a very tough side to beat throughout the Gallagher Premiership. And if they find that extra gear that they're after in the next half, could certainly go either way. Only 6 points behind. A converted try gets them in the lead for the next little while. Right, we've got the internationals between... Do they have them? Where have I ended up? Okay, I'm in June. July, this is the one that we're after for the World Rugby schedule. Find out what we got going on. We got men's international. New Zealand versus Fiji under 20s. Going to be taking place for the Oceania Rugby side of things. And also Australia under 20s versus New Zealand or Fiji under 20s. It's another match. New Zealand versus Argentina under 20s. Okay. I'm not sure whether or not Samoa Tonga, that's women's internationals. That series is still taking place, isn't it, Sebastian? I feel like I always ask you for my kind of like knowledgeable stuff. But those games taking place between like New Zealand, no, sorry, not New Zealand, Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, and Australia A are still going, aren't they? The Pacific Nations series. Or has it been, I hope it hasn't been cancelled. I assume it's still going ahead. Yeah, currently sitting with only a few more minutes, I would think, of the second half, or till we get to the second half of exciting rugby action. Ireland up 10 points to 0 as we currently sit. Wait, Ireland 6 points to 0. I just realized I was commentating what I was hearing, and that was actually the other game that was taking place. A moment, we will go like this, and we will go like this. We're all over the world today, Auckland, London, and Cape Town. And as I said, Sebastian, yeah, there is there's plenty of exciting rugby that is coming up, and not just today, but just in the next like month or so. It's absolutely incredible, and I can't wait. I'm too excited, and also I haven't been watching the Pacific fixtures. I have no idea. See, Sebastian, I might have to do another Google here. See when they are taking place. The Pacific Nations Series. Pacific Nations Cup, it might be called. Okay, so, okay, it says it's on the 2nd of July at 1 p.m. and then 3:30 p.m. But we haven't heard any information about it here in New Zealand. So whether or not it is actually taking place is probably a whole different story. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I would like to see it. And if it is going to be taking place, we will be doing it on the channel. So be sure to stick around for that. I love the fact that anytime we have a Gallagher Premiership like ad break for halftime, we always get like an old game of international rugby for the Six Nations. But yeah, it's going to be to be determined. Does that mean that Australia A are no longer a team in the comp? I think they should still be there. So what else we got? Australia A selection for the Pacific Nations Cup. Okay. So I'm going to have a quick Google and see whereabouts those games are actually taking place. Or kind of, I guess, where it's going to be hosted. Where to watch. That's what we're after. One moment, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be more games of rugby that we are going to be doing on the channel. Okay, as Sky Sport is the advertised one, the Pacific 4 Series. Wait, the Pacific 4 Series free-to-air on Spark Sport. That's the Pacific 4, though. That is not the Pacific Nations Cup. Okay, not too sure which or whereabouts you can actually watch that, but wherever you can, if it is live and we can watch it, I am definitely going to be showing that one or doing the commentary for that one on the channel as well. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, now that we are sitting 12 points to 6, who do you think will be able to get themselves the win in this game? Will it still be the Leicester Tigers, or will Saracens be able to fire back for one last half? I'm slurring so many words. You would think that I have been drinking, but I have not. I'm just very excited. And also the Saracens, says Dylan in there as well. And that's the thing, the URC later on tonight as well. All those South African names, they're either going to roll off the tongue beautifully or they're going to sound absolutely shocking. But hoping for the first one. The two. I'm just looking through at this Irish lineup and how many of those players will be heading to New Zealand in the near future, which should be absolutely outstanding, really. See who can have the biggest impact. But yeah, that video idea of the Ireland plus New Zealand making a starting 15 out of the two sides would be a kind of cool video concept to be able to try. I feel like there would be a lot of arguments, of course, about who I should have and who I shouldn't have in there. And hopefully the Tigers can hold on. They deserve to be champs this season, says Sebastian. And I think Saracen can pull it off out of the fire, says Cameron. But yeah, it's certainly going to be an intense last 40. I can't believe how quick that first 40 went. Like, my brain has gone blank from, like, where that time, like, I swear it was 20 minutes. I'm saying like a lot. I like a lot of things at the moment, you know, and currently I'm looking at something that I very much like, which is, of course, a great game of rugby. Tame Basham, he's just done very nicely for himself. Off the bench, I'd say Ivan van Sale is certainly one that will be able to have a big impact because he might be out there sooner rather than later because of the yellow card of Elliot Davies. Just seen the 2 tries throughout this matchup, both for the Leicester Tigers. One coming in the form of, it was actually Liebenberg, and then another one was scored by Jasper Fisa. So I believe 2 South African representatives of the Leicester Tigers, if I'm not wrong there, which is an interesting one. And perhaps South Africa, they might be able to choose to score themselves 1 or 2 more. Who else have they got on their side that's South African? I mean, Ivan van Sale off the bench for Saracens. He is a South African. Everyone else, I don't think, is South African in their side. So I think it's just literally, Vincent Koch. If he was to score a try for Saracens, he would count as South African. And then other than that, I think that's most of the South African players. So there's actually a few. That was a big yawn, but we are just about to get back underway with the second half of this Gallagher Premiership final. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back for the URC in just a short moment. That is taking place at 5:30 a.m. New Zealand time. We will be starting at about 5:15 a.m. So that is still going to be another hour and 15 minutes time, I think. No, 2 hours and 15 minutes time, in fact. There's still plenty of time as Saracens need point early in the half to back the initiative. Here's 1-2-3 MS, and also they need to score first, says Cameron. Yeah, because a converted try gets them 1 point ahead, which would be pretty huge for them if they are able to come from 6 points down to all of a sudden being 1 up, or even 1 down. That would be huge for them as they only need a penalty to change it up a little bit. They are just showing the highlights, or in fact, the New Zealand Warriors, they might get to return onto New Zealand soil relatively soon, possibly. And I think they're going to be taking on the Tongans for New Zealand anyway. And we are going to be covering that game on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are new and you do enjoy a bit of rugby league, it is going to be on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, which recently was able to bring up the 1,000 subscribers. So I do thank you all very much for that. And some jokes coming up. Says Bertie V. Oh, have we got some good old-fashioned pun jokes type thing. I love a good joke. Definitely because at this time of night, I'm just in a giggly mood. So you could literally say the silliest joke that exists, and I would laugh my head off. What's a good joke? I can't think of any. Why do fathers take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? In case they get a hole in one, says Bertie V. I like it. I like it a lot. My dad plays a lot of golf, so I feel like that one's relatable. And congrats on 1K on the sports channel, 10 out of 10. See Sebastian there as well. Yeah, I couldn't believe how quickly it went up on the last live stream. Like every time I promoted it, it went up like 3 or 4 subscribers like consistently. So I think we probably gained about 35 from that Super Rugby live stream. It's Father's Day here in South Africa tomorrow, says Bertie V. Are you going to possibly... That's the thing. Is a braai on a Father's Day, is that like a common occurrence as well? Because then if it is, does that mean that some people are having 2 days in a row that it's braai barbecue day? Maybe. And also, how do you follow Will Smith into the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince. I wonder how that would have gone if Chris Rock said that one at the Oscars after the slap. Whether or not anything would have like died down and like he was like, you got me. Or he might have said to keep his name out of his mouth as well, possibly. And now, mate, a pochia, hopefully I said that correctly. What is a pochia? Is that like a slow cooked like meal in a pot? And yes, we braai any day, says Cameron. I feel like I have been offered so many braais. Like if I ever went to South Africa, I feel like everywhere I go, someone will be like, Kiwi lads, braai. I'll be like, yeah. And I just end up eating so many sausages and burgers, chicken and steak, and I would just be a bloated mess, I guess. But I would have had a lot of good food in the process. I've got to have some biltong. Biltong? Is it biltong? I think it is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Bright Eye time. Or it's Bright Eye Day. I feel like that should be a song, Cameron. So maybe, add yourself some lyrics other than those ones, like kind of have that as the chorus, and you could have a number one hit in South Africa, not even joking. Like sometimes it's some of those like kind of simpler ones that bang the most. That's why Rick Ross, like Never Gonna Give You Up, does so well, because it's got a catchy song in the middle. And that's why I Can't Be a Skinny Human and Don't Eat Snow. Why don't snowmen like to eat snow? They will get fat, says Patty. Very true. Very true indeed. This is a long halftime break, but I think we're just about to get back. It's a cast iron pot with veggies, either meat or chicken, served with rice. And as I said, Betty V, I feel like we've almost got to that stage of the live stream how I do my one little tiny piece of music that I can play before we get into the second half, as it kind of builds the hype for it. Plus, you guys can't normally hear it anyway. So it's all right. We ready, ladies and gentlemen? There we go. We're feeling hyped up for the final. This sounds really bad without it being plugged in. Sounds very tinny. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That is what we like to hear. That is pretty much what I sound like anyway. And also, you should try a seafood pochia. And also, the snowmen like to eat snow women, says Jay. And also, yo, says Betty. Come in, mate. But now the two sides making their way back out. I should have been playing it now that I think about it, because that would have made more sense as they were making their way out. I wonder if that sound woke anyone up. I don't think it would have, because like if my voice isn't annoying enough, surely that would have done it. And also, awesome stuff, mate. It's pretty me. Yeah, I'll be honest. Isaac, he rocks out it a lot better. It was good, says Jay there. I can also do happy birthday. So anyone's birthday when it's coming up, like maybe I'll consider it, because or else then everyone will be like, it's my birthday today. It is Bry, not Bry. Yeah, I always get the don't I? But it's Bry. I just get that and get a bit excited and plug it in, says Jay. I mean, maybe at 3 a.m. might not be the best idea, but one day. And I was like, I'm kidding. It was good. Here's Betty there. And also we got the now team with the guitar. But now we are back underway, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of the Gallagher Premiership final. Using it at the back, it will be Davis, who might not be out there for too much longer, depending on when they decide that they do need a replacement. And also we have one simmering on the coals now, waiting for the URC game, says Cameron. Jeez, why does food in South Africa just sound so much better than everywhere else? Like, it just sounds like that kind of home cooking / like just good old fashioned like food, Wigglesworth kicks it high. Going up, Billy Vunipola takes it nicely, getting driven quite far backwards. And the tackle, though, and plug it in. Player called shatter the window, says Sebastian. I mean, video idea. George, if you told that to George, he literally would, but he'd find a way of smashing the guitar through the window instead. And also, can this wind go away, says Betty? I'm sure eventually the wind will decide that it wants to go away. Now, Good kicks it downfield. It's a good clearing kick as well. He was inside of his own 22. It does mean that it was able to go out on the 4. I don't believe these two sides have made too many subs as of yet. So Saracens backline, it is completely the same. Other than, of course, I should mention the George Ford situation that did end up with him going off the field. And that was for Freddie Burns due to injury. Jorge Montoya throws it to the back. Taken nicely by Ollie Chisholm. Okay, Ellis Genge has decided if you don't want to run, you might as well just get like a bit of a piggyback ride from one of the Saracens players. And it worked out not too bad for him, because it's actually a penalty advantage now. Favour of the Leicester Tigers. Quick hands from Matthias Maroni. Now off to Harry Potter. Trying to drive down the wing. It's going to be another advantage, rolling the wrong way there. I believe there was actually the number 23, Alex Lazowski. So he has made his way out there for Saracens. Now Leicester Tigers. They have been looking very good in the breakdowns. Now Jasper Visa goes back. It's a big shot there. It's bouncing up not so nicely, and it's going back for the penalty now for the Leicester Tigers. 23 rolling the wrong way. Alex Lazowski penalised. And also over there, is that Billy Burns? It is Freddie Burns' brother. Billy Burns at Ulster currently. But he looks very similar. It's literally almost, they're twins, aren't they, now that I think about it? That might be why. And also, seriously, there's a player called Harry Potter. Really, there is. And he probably hates it. But his parents have said that they named him about 3 or 4 months before the books, or it was something quite close to the books, but they had never heard of the book. So it just worked out that he was Harry Potter. And then now his son, or their son, is just a very popular boy in the wizarding community. And also, come on, Leicester, says Phil, and it looks like Freddie Burns about to line it up. And this pitch reminds me of James Lowe inside 2 minutes. So says Jack. 1 from 2 so far for Freddie Burns, 50 metres out here for this kick. Not going to be the easiest one in the world, but he will be trying his absolute best to make sure that it does end up going over. And the thing is, every time there's a kick or something, that uses up just a little bit more time, doesn't it? And he has missed again, just out to the left-hand side. And Freddie and Billy Burns look like Newt Scamander from the Harry Potter books. And there's also Katie Dixon. So we've got a Harry Potter fan by the sounds of it. I already knew that. But yeah. I don't know who those people are, though, or the Scamander. I feel like I do need to rewatch the movies. If England didn't have Marcus Smith, they would have been 5th, in my opinion. Says it was Jack for the Six Nations. Now driving forward once again. Leicester hanging on to it nicely. Kemara Itoje trying to make a nuisance of himself, grabbing the jerseys just to annoy a couple of the players. He pulled the Dan Cole's at the moment. Or Dan Cole has his head inside of his jumper. Kick downfield. Now Freddie Burns going for the possible 50-22. It's a nice strike of the ball, but Davis is there. And Owen Farrell kicking back downfield. It's become a game of territory here between the two sides in the final. Freddie Burns, once again, giving it an almighty heave downfield. Straight to Owen Farrell. He goes, all right, we'll play the kicking game. Puts a high. This one is at least more contestable, but it's taken nicely by Freddie Burns. And now the line break's starting to come there for Leicester Tigers. It's a beautifully done kick from the touchline, but it was close to forward pass as well, I think, in the process. And I also can't wait to play the Wallabies in Aussie. Says Sebastian, yeah, it's going to be an epic one, and it is only just a couple weeks away, which is absolutely insane of how close it's got in such a hurry. Too excited. Bunnings NBC is actually only just around the corner as well, about 40 days or so. Kick downfield. The ball has not gone into touch. Saracens have got it once again. Owen Farrell tackled by Alice Genge. Going low. And the tackle trying to turn it over. Julian Montoya has been able to do beautifully. Alice Genge now passes it back. That was close to 4. Wigglesworth ducks under the tackle of Mara Itoje. And it's going to be back to Saracens. This is becoming kicking and kicking again. Although that looks like a better kick, although it looks like it's going to keep on rolling, does it? Yes, it goes into the in-goal area. Harry Potter kicks it downfield. Finds touch. Play on, in fact. So it might not have found the touchline now. Going back across. Nicely to Max Malins, who's been very quiet throughout this match. And oh my word, my guests have arrived. And a couple of ladies have asked who this handsome guy, who is this handsome guy presenting? Says Bertie V. Yeah, see, you should probably mention I don't normally wear the suit as well. That's probably a very good thing to mention. I'm a bit dressed up for the Gallagher Premiership final. Just a little bit. So how many people are you expecting, Bertie, for your bri? And also have a such name. It's probably bittersweet. And there says 1, 2, 3 MS. And also we have got there, I don't get how England are so high up in the world ranking. Scotland, Australia, and Argentina should be higher, says Jack. And I guess every time that they blow off up against these Southern Hemisphere sides, it will kind of slowly, I guess, even itself out a little bit. Is the yellow card time over? It is 15 versus 15. It is indeed. Turnovers won so far for Leicester, though. They have had 7 turnovers won compared to the 1 that we have seen from the Saracens. So they've certainly had more of the ball, and they're working on the territory aspect as well. Julian Montoya's got a bit of a bleeding cheekbone, I guess is the best way of describing it. If your cheekbone can bleed, a bleeding cheek. It's a good way of describing it. What is the proper name for a cheek, ladies and gentlemen? Because I know, like, there's kind of the deep down names, like not the bone part, but like kind of the part that when you smile, it moves. Like this part. What's this part called? It's got a name, but I can't think of it. It's probably meant towards South Africa at the moment. 2 7 sides in the final in the inaugural URC season. Yeah, absolutely crazy that is the way that it's set up. And also King Game gives the Tigers the advantage. So there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, uses up more time in Saracens currently. Need to start trying to attack the line. No knock on. Dan, get out is the comment there. Almost able to get the turnover, but just ends up missing out. Now Alex Davis going short side. Aled Davis, sorry. Pops the ball back. Cross to now Goodwin. Trying to go through. I think he's lost his mouth guard or he's lost something anyway. The bum. No, not your cheeks that side. The cheeks up the top. Wunapola off to Farrell. Now Lazowski, nice spin, moving up to 22 meters out. And also the vibe is electrifying. Indeed, a Cape Town Stadium is full to capacity and also wrong background high. Yeah, I left it as Eden Park just because I do quite like the sunset that is behind it. And it is currently very dark here. That's a 50-22. That's a mistake from Max Malins. Did Ellis Genge just kick that 50-22? Is that what just happened? I'm just going to have to watch this one again here. No, he didn't. It was on the ground. They were just showing Ellis Genge. I thought for a second he was the one who did the kick, and also 50-22. Well, on Fiji over Wales, probably a good shout. Says Sebastian, and also that was 10 out of 10. Says Scotty Dixon. Also Zaguma. And also what a kick, says Jack. Yeah, a brilliant one. The Leicester Tigers supporters, they are very happy with the way that one's going. That's the thing. Sometimes 50-22s get celebrated as if they were a try. That's how hyped up it can be out there. But Max Malins looks like just getting a bit of a drink. He has been extremely quiet throughout this matchup. And like they're saying, still 30 minutes to go. The cheekbone is called the zygomatic bone. Ah, I see. I see why people call it a cheek. That might be a challenge. I would like to be able to name every bone in the human body. Don't know why, but it would be quite challenging, I would think, which would be kind of cool. Maybe that is something I try and invest in the future. We could get a skeleton, like one of those big ones that detach limbs and stuff, but that might be a bit too educational for this channel. Instead, we talk about if anyone's got the first name Balls, like in the first half. Going to be another advantage to the Leicester Tigers now. Back across once again. Julio Montoya, the Argentine international. They should teach sign language in school, in my opinion. I think we learned like every letter of the alphabet. But I can't remember it. I think it's A for apple and B for ball. I don't remember what ball is. C for carrot, but that's not all. I don't remember how to do the C. That's G for goat. That one. A, E, I, O, U. That's all I know. And I was like, yeah, they should. Says Katie Dixon, remember when Chris Rock got smacked in his zygomatic bone? And also the Saracens fans are very quiet, says Jack, and they are not too happy with the way that this one's going currently. So Julio Montoya have that one, and then just ended up finding that pass off. So now the Leicester Tigers, they're kicking for the corner. Rather than taking on the 3 and getting themselves 9 points ahead, they've decided they might as well go for the doctor. See if they can get it right into the corner. George Fordy's a bit disappointed by the looks of that, as he did go off relatively early on with the injury. I'm trying to remember what other ones. I love a sad Sari, says Sebastian. Well, they might get even sadder here depending on how this rolling maul goes for the Leicester Tigers, as they are looking to try and get it forward. It's moving nicely. There is an advantage to the Leicester Tigers. Can they shut it down? Who's got it? Julio Montoya. They'd have that one. And now, okay, 5 changed his bind. It's another penalty for the Leicester Tigers. And also we have got Fiji and Samoa always seem to have seems to bad when they are expected to win. World Cup 2023 is going to be interesting, as no one really, or is no one really far more superior kind parity achieved. Here's 1, 2, 3 MS there. But yeah, hopefully they do end up showing those games of the Pacific Island series on New Zealand TV, because if they do, we are going to be covering all of those games. Australia, Tonga, Samoa, and Fiji. Those are going to be some epic clashes when they do take place. And also Ireland to win the World Cup for Sexton and Omani is in the stars. Says Jack. Last penalties conceded. We have seen 5 out of the last 6 going the way of the Leicester Tigers once again trying to roll forward. Looks like the Saracens have overcommitted and they've actually left it open for the Leicester Tigers to try and drive forward just a little bit further. Few meters out. They've been told to use it once. Tyus Maroni at the moment at the back. That's gone down. Billy Vunipola trying to shut it down. Here's to let him go. And Alice Gens just Fenzo and Farrell in the mush, which you wouldn't have been appreciating too much. And now 10 meters out from the line here for the Leicester Tigers, and they are ready to go again. Okay, what is the question for all of the chat? What is your favorite meal? Mine is mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is very good indeed. Oh, who was I talking to the other week? I was talking to someone, and I literally said, like, I used to have, like, favorite foods, like burger, pizza, all that kind of thing. And then I realized as I got older as well, sometimes it was more of the case of, like, my favorite food was food, if that makes sense. But if I had to pick something that I like a little bit more, cross kick attempt, Elliot Daly takes it beautifully. I would probably have to go with maybe pizza, just because I feel like there's so much you can do with it. Same, I love mac and cheese. Love me a Cornish pasty. There's Katie Dixon. Oh, I do like donuts, though. Now that I think about it, donuts are nice. What else is there? There's so much stuff. Like, when you actually think deep down about it, there is lots of stuff in the world to eat. Chicken pies, mini chicken pies, they're one that are like, yeah, good. That was quite nicely done by Elliot Daly there. Be able to claim that one. So he's played at fullback, centre, and wing in the last 3 months. So he's been rotating throughout that Saracens backline pretty much wherever he needs to fit in. And Bry is my favourite meal. Probably pasta with tomato sauce and basil. Oh, okay. I realised I haven't had pesto before, which is kind of like, it's basil, tomato, and some other stuff, isn't it? But yeah, I haven't actually had pesto before. There's something, I guess that's a new stat. And I was like, but if you really think about it, Hamish, we live on a rock floating in space. We do, which is why we should be living life to the fullest, because we're on a massive, weird rock, which is, yeah, and also space that is ever expanding. There's Cameron there now, another rolling maul for the Leicester Tigers. Trying to drive forward nicely once again, 10 meters out. Crept sideways. So Maro Toji trying to cause a nuisance of himself. This one is still somehow rolling forward, although now it looks like it's almost gone down. And once it goes down, they've just got to shut down that ball, which they do. And Saracens now get the crumb feed. We're all floaters in their situation also, or a really good tikka masala. Oh, with all the fixing. That sounds all right as well. And indeed, we are. Here's Cameron there. Oh, now I really want, like, good food. I had some pizza for tea, believe it or not. So I think that's why I remembered about pizza. But it wasn't like anything that would be considered as a fancy pizza. It was pizza with cheese and sauce. That was it. It was just a cheese pizza. But it was still nice. Reheated in the oven, that's a good way to do it. You get a crispier base on the outside, but it still is nice. Okay, Wayne Barnes asking for some balance. 25 minutes left in Indian curry. Oh, with the Indian flag there, as I see Sebastian. Right. Now it becomes that stage of, when do you make your subs? Are we going to put the ball in? No, we're not. I don't even think the referee blew his whistle. He just kind of, like, waited. And also, what is your favourite New Zealand meal? I'll probably say like a roast lamb, if that counts as a New Zealand meal. Or I guess a pavlova, it's pretty decent, although some people would say that that's Australian, but they're wrong. Huh? No, we've probably got a few Australians watching. We do love you, Australia. But New Zealand, what else have we got in New Zealand, food-wise? Yeah, probably just a roast or something. That's going to be a penalty now to Saracens. Oh, Earl's a bit fired up. He's a very, very happy boy at the moment. And also chop some ribs going on the grill, beers in the fridge. So here's Cameron. Oh, Owen Farrell, sorry, that one for touch. These two sides are still sitting at the exact same score as we were at half-time. And I want to try the lamb you have in New Zealand, dude. It's lovely. Says Sebastian, it is indeed. I will invite you around. If you are ever in New Zealand, if you make the trip, which is a very, very, very long trip, so I understand if it is an absolute rarity, but if you do, come on round, we'll have some lamb. And probably, what else have we got that's in New Zealand? I mean, we'll probably just feed you some chocolate and whatnot as well. For Father's Day, putting kudo meat on the coals. Says it was Cameron, but that one's going up high from Davis. Goes up, must come down, and it's taken beautifully by Freddie Stewart. He did mess up an opportunity earlier on in the game. It seems like it's working out a little bit better for them now. Wigglesworth passes back across. Liebenberg, the first try scorer of the match for the Leicester Tigers. Right, 15 metres out, and it is once again going to be another box kick. Chasing after this one hard, trying to line it up, doesn't quite get it there. I think possibly Chris Ashton is asking for a penalty. No one's listening to him, though. It's just going to be play on. So we currently sit now, nice big run forward from the young number 6 for Saracens. Davis puts up another box kick. This is literally box kick battles at the moment. That would be a fun name for a show where you have to kick as many boxes as you can in a short amount of time. And some of them have rocks in it just to mix it up and maybe add a bit of the dramatic effect to the game. And also, just give me anything alcoholic. It'll be content, says Sebastian there. Yeah. I mean, we soda streamed a whole heap of random stuff. I don't know what's happening with that video. It was going to be going out on the Kiwi Lads Extras channel, but if it hasn't yet, I'm probably going to possibly get the footage off George and edit it anyway. See how it goes. Because we soda streamed like chocolate milk, energy drink, a drink that said weed on the, or what did it was called? Yeah, I think it was literally called weed or some sort of, like, I think it was something like that, the can. It was weird. Okay. Freddie Stewart doing very nicely. Okay, I think they're trying to say whether or not Earl did end up giving away the penalty. Well, that one, and I think he's feeling a little bit hard done by there for Ben Earl. And also, no content as in satisfied. Oh, content, not content. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, that works too. I love, wait, are they spelt the same? Content, content. Because if they are, that is a tricky one. And also, I must say, we got an outlet that sells chicken imported from New Zealand, and it's yummy. Here's Birdie V as well. But now Ellis again, short ball, nicely done, running hard at the line here. And now the Leicester Tigers once again are going to have a good attacking opportunity. Try and get themselves through. Big Ellis Gensch gets wrestled down to the ground 5 meters out, and that's got to be an advantage almost. No, he just rolls away in time. Getting close. Now for the Leicester Tigers. Creeping in closer and closer to the line. Liebenberg. If they get themselves another try here, that would almost be them clear. It's a try. Or sorry, it's a penalty to Saracens. That's the other thing. Okay, favourite desserts is Beauty V. I'd say a nice cheesecake or a donut. Go far enough for me. And also the Tigers in there, says Katie. With the emojis, but Billy Vunipola. Nicely done. That's the thing. Both of these sides been throwing everything at each other, but they haven't quite been able to break through as many times as they would have liked to. It was a good run forward initially from Guy Porter. It was tackled by Theo McFarland. And just enough work done in the breakdown. So this game, to be honest, I think 3 tries is probably as many as we're going to see. Chocolate cake or a fruit tart, says Sebastian there. See, I haven't really had too many fruit tarts in time. Sticky toffee pudding with cream is Katie Dixon there. That is another one that I haven't actually tried. I feel like I haven't tried a lot of desserts now that I think about it. I used to be just a stock standard, like go to a restaurant, get the chocolate sundae or the strawberry sundae or some sort of ice cream. Like, I haven't really been a fancy, like, I don't mind a chocolate brownie. And this is when, if Johnny was here, he would say that I'd put something else in the brownie as well. But I haven't done that. I should mention, and also how much time is left. Still another 21 minutes left on the clock. And come on, Saracens, says Connor Crowley. Oh, actually, yeah, Crowley. Sorry, I thought for a second I might have mispronounced it, and it was Crawley, but it is Crowley, isn't it? Or strawberry pie. Oh, that sounds all right. Sounds very nice indeed. Now waiting for that one to come down, and it goes into touch once again. Now, I know it sounds weird, but this second half for me, the first 20 minutes of the second half is actually, it's felt longer than the whole of the first half. I don't know if that's just me. Now you're talking, Katie. So here's Cameron there as well for a strawberry pie. Yeah, there's some good food around in there. And also, come on, Tigers, says Super Bradders. That's why, like, anytime I look on Uber Eats, because we don't have Uber Eats where I am, because we're too small of a town. But, like, anytime I look on Uber Eats and see all the possibilities, it's just mesmerizing, isn't it? And you just order stuff, and, like, it will just show up at your door about 20 minutes later, depending on whereabouts you live. But Jamie George at the back now, trying to roll forward, does manage to find the offload to Davies. Goes high and long, waiting for this one. Nicely taken by Freddie Stewart. Nice step as well. Ben Earl is like a very excited child at the moment. Yeah, he's like someone who got to open a Christmas present like a day early and he realized he got the bad one. So now he's just throwing a bit of a tantrum any time that he doesn't get to open another one. Does that make sense? I feel like that's a perfect way of describing what's happening at the moment for him. Anything strawberry. And also you have to try cherry bakewells when you're in England. They're unbelievably good. There's Sebastian there as well. Looks like Alex Davies. Or Alex Davies. I always call him Alex Davies, but it's Alex Davies. Also, a big bowl of Bing cherries. I see it's Katie Dixon. Bing's a fun brand of cherry. Is it a brand or is it like the type of way that they're prepared? How do you Bing a cherry if it is a type of cherry? And also both teams going hard at it. Solid D's and attacks. I see here's Nathan now running forward. This could be a line break. Nope. It's shut down straight away. The advantage is over now. Ben Earls will be looking for this one. And also it's a type of cherry. Oh, so the Bing cherry. Bing is just such a fun word to say, you know. Bing is actually onomatopoeia. Anyone who knows what that word is, I remember from school pretty much. It's a word that sounds exactly how you write it. Bing. Just bong is probably another one. I know that a few of our viewers are probably relatively familiar with bongs. Now passing across. Elliot Daly sells the dummy, looking for the offload. Not able to get it. Saracens have still got this one. Now Davis goes back across to Marco Vunapola. 7 phases in a row now. And also, yeah, it's a bing. It is bing bong, bing bong. Here's KG Dixon. Now Davis passes it back to Ezekwe. Bing bong is just so fun to say, isn't it? Like, it's the mouth. It's the mouth, the lips movement that makes it. Billy Vunapola might be looking for this one, although he didn't get the ball there now currently. Davis passes back across one more time. Off to Lazowski. Right. Is there a try coming up very soon? Ben Earls driving, getting held down in a good tackle by Leicester. Their defence has been solid. Owen Farrell almost sneaks his way through. Who's man of the match so far, says Phil. Oh, man of the match for me, it's probably got to go to... Oh, who would I go to? I feel like it's one of the forwards. It's just which forward would I give it to? And I'd probably go with... Ooh. See, in my head straight away, the name that came to mind was Jasper Wiese. Liebenberg's been pretty solid throughout the match. So I'll probably go with one of those two, or maybe... Who else would I go with? It's a tricky one, and also my favorite is Malvu pudding with custard and Bing Cherries Bakewells. We might have found the recipe for the best dessert ever. And Bing Cherry Bakewell, I could say it all day and never stop. And BCB. And there's our Sebastian, and I'll give it to Freddie Burns too. They should take the points. Plenty of time left, says Cameron. Yeah. Okay, HIA looking like it's taking place for Julio Montoya. Right. Oh, you know, that was a big shot. Max Malins, I think it was. He did end up taking it. I mean, man of the match to Freddie. Yes, not the cherry pie. Yeah, Freddie Burns, he has done pretty decently for the Leicester Tigers. And it looks like, wait, is this? No, it's not his night over. Okay. 3 players making their way off. Wigglesworth going. Liebenberg going. And also Rafael is going off as well. So Ben Youngs and also Katie loves Freddie. Says Phil. There's well. For some reason, I felt like I had to yell that. I feel like it was one of those ones that you yell across the stadium like, Freddie. Now 63 minutes through. Owen Farrell will be taking the 3 points. Hello, Katie. Hello, Amish. So he's giving their welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, Saracens get themselves just a little bit further back into this contest as we are now sitting 12 points to 9. I believe. Yes, we are. And also, I wish YouTube had a function to do voice notes. Says Bertie V. Yeah, I probably butchered how to say that one, didn't I? More than likely. Still working on my Afrikaner. I still only know Yaulika Ding and Bayadanki. That is the only two things that I know. I can say a few of the South African names, but that doesn't really help me with sentences overall. Martin, go out there. Another yawn, but that is the end of Ellis Genge's career as a Leicester player they have just mentioned. Believe Vunipola close to the touchline. He will be heading to the Bristol Bears next season. If we have voice chat on YouTube, it would be effing carnage. It would be. I know that Discord has the option for a voice chat, so maybe one day we try and set that up to be able to have like a random voice chat with like 20 people in there. And seeing Tigers' performance, well, she's given they're looking very solid at the moment for themselves. And now trying to close out this game. Only 3 points difference, so anything can happen, and that's Genge done at the Tigers. Here's Katie Dixon. Yeah, now he gets to head to Bristol. See how he does go in the blue for the Bears, but now trying to step Billy Vunipola. Actually, Billy Vunipola, I would say, has had a pretty solid game as well, if I had to pick one of the Saracens players. He seems to have been under the high ball a few more times as well. Now, charging forward once again. Take it nicely. Now Davis gives it a big boot straight down. Outside of their 22. Now the Tigers kick it up. Harry Potter chasing after this one. Billy Vunipola solid under the high ball. Being able to take it again. And also we have got, I think it'll do even better at Bristol. Yeah, there's some big boys in that forward pack for the Bristol Bears. And that is something that I've forgotten. Where did Bristol finish this year? Because I know that they had a shocking start to the season, but I think they fired back a little bit, didn't they? Oh, that was close to foot on the line for Freddie Stewart, but they've said that it's all right just for now. And also, it's Liebenberg, not Liebenberg, if that makes sense when you pronounce it. So Liebenberg, not Liebenberg, Liebenberg. Hopefully that's correct. Or Liebenberg. Is it Liebenberg? Maybe. And also, we've got about 3 hours to go for the URC final. Are you going to make it, mate? Yeah, I'll be completely fine. Like, I'll probably end up, as soon as I have some water or something straight after this live stream, I will be wide awake till like 10 a.m. And Bristol finished in 10th appalling season. See, Sebastian. Yeah, that is not what we expected of Bristol after last year. Nicely taken by Freddie Stewart, breaking through the tackle. Oh, it's slippery out there, though. It doesn't look too easy to get your footing when you try and step. Is Pollard playing Hamish? He is not. In this matchup, I believe he's going there next season, if I'm not wrong. Yep, Liebenberg or Liebenberg. And Awesome Your Legend says Bertie V. So yeah, be sure, ladies and gentlemen, if you are keen on the URC, be sure to tune into our channel at 5:15 a.m. or somewhere around there will be when we are starting that live stream. And it will be a very exciting one. But currently 14 minutes left in this game. It looks like Maui now making his way out onto the park. Still only 3 points difference between these two sides. I'm actually going to quickly do some Googling. Well, not really Googling, but I'm going to do some researching because I have a bit of a feeling that this isn't too far off what the score was the first time that these two sides played of the season. It just looks too familiar, but there weren't any tries scored up to the point that we are up to now. So we're going to go back in time quite far. Right back to the start of the Premiership. It was 13 points to 12 in favour of Leicester the first time that they played. And it did end up in the situation of at halftime, it was 9 points to 3 in favour of Saracens. Then it was sitting 6 points to 12 in favour of Saracens. We're 12 points to 9 currently. And then there was a penalty try given to the Leicester Tigers in the 84th minute of that game to be able to win it. So if it's anything like that one and we get a last-minute try, I think I'm going to absolutely lose my marbles, which some would argue happened a long time ago. We have got the clapping. We clap. A round of applause for Hamish. Oh, now I feel real egotistical. Round of applause for Hamish in the chat. Of course, Hamish Watson, we are talking about the Scotsman, will be playing up against Argentina in the near future. Now, 67 minutes through, still 13 minutes to go on this game. Anything can happen. That could be 3 tries, depending on how it goes. And Hamish Lee, so it's Liebenberg. Hopefully I've said that correctly that time. Luckily, he's gone off, so I don't have to try and say it too many more times. But anytime someone asks about the tries, that is when I'm going to struggle. It's gone high. Taken there with a nice mark from, it was Alex Good. Also, we got there. Great channel, mate. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate you being here. And we have got the URC coming up relatively soon on the channel as well. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Okay, he wasn't 10 meters. Okay. Owen Farrell was not happy with Alex Good there. He said, get on with it. And also we have got there, no worries, when I graduated from uni, I only clapped for myself. Did you? Wait, so how many were in your class, Sebastian? I can just imagine a group of like 50 and then just complete silence. And then all of a sudden, Sebastian Rama. And then it's just you walking all the way up like this, having an absolute field day. It's going to be now the Leicester Tigers got themselves another line out. And also Freddie Y. Here's Katie Dixon. Yeah, they're saying there's no more replacement options. And around 60 years, says Sebastian. Nice. Did anyone else clap while you were clapping for yourself, or did everyone go silent other than your solo clap? That's going to be now the penalty in favour of Leicester. Now, 11 and a half minutes left. Owen Farrell was not happy with Alex Good asking questions of the referee rather than just taking on the kick. That looks like a smooth haircut for Maro Toje. Like, that looks like it's a perfect, like, it looks like it's kind of been waxed or something. Like, it's just perfectly done. It's probably the shortest hair we have seen on the field other than maybe Dan Cole. And that's not his fault. It's just, it doesn't grow anymore. Also, the smiling face from 123 MS. And there as well, it's put into touch by the Leicester Tigers. Penalty conceded 10 against the Tigers, or 10 against Saracens, and 9 against the Leicester Tigers there as well. Leicester Tigers now, Julian Montoya, and also they gave me a round of applause. I would sell them cigarettes when they were drunk and withdrawing on nicotine. So you were like the businessman of the year, I guess. In a weird way, the side hustle of a uni student, eh? Currently now trying to work their way forward. Once again, the Leicester Tigers. Saracens have shut down their rolling ball very well, and now they have done it again. Currently 3 points difference. Ben Earl is really trying to fire up his whole side here. 10 minutes left. Vincent Cockey also did pretty nicely in the middle. I've learned that I'm just listening to Wayne Barnes throughout a majority of this one. What did he just say? You want to touch it? If you want to touch each other, it's got to be off the ground. Is that what he said? I didn't realize that was allowed in the breakdowns, but I guess as long as you're off the ground, it's all right. Wayne Barnes. And also, we got the you lot still here on the triple on final day with Hamish and the crew, says Pip Goddard. Yep, we have still got the URC a little bit later on tonight. And yeah, there's some big games of rugby. Then we're going to be doing the Barbarians versus England later on tonight. Or sorry, tomorrow night it will be. That's a penalty again to Saracens. They have done very well at scrum time. And come on, Saracens, says 123 MS. Toje. Pretty happy with the way that one went. Come on, Tigers. Says a Super Bradders. All right, couple more changes looking like they've been made. Joe Hayes out there for the Leicester Tigers. 3 penalties conceded at the scrum for the Leicester Tigers there, and also the tiger emoji from Katie as well. But with now 9 minutes left, this last 20 minutes of the second half has certainly gone quicker than the first 10 of the second half. Jamie George goes to the back, taken nicely at the front. Now it's going to be fired across field. Nice little pop pass. Owen Farrell gives it off to Billy Vunipola. One of his first mistakes of the day, and it might cost the Saracens. He's put that ball down. Jasper Feza now. Vantage over for the knock on. Nice bit of footwork there from Harry Potter, but he's gone into touch. And I was like, well, you're still going. I've had a nap since the rugby game. You are still going. Love this channel, says Trevor, and I do appreciate you a lot, mate. We have still got, like I mentioned, that one taking place a little bit later on, 2 hours' time. We are going to be on our next live stream. In fact, less than that, an hour and 40 minutes time or so. And there is still going to be plenty of rugby. The Barbarians taking on England at 2 a.m. tomorrow night, New Zealand time. We are also going to be there for that one. Of Saracens losing in London would be the perfect scenario for a Quins fan. Come on, you Quins. See Sebastian there as well. Now, Tompkins making his way off the field, and Hamish is legendary. Sees Katie Dixon with the celebratory ones. I've still got a party popper down at my feet, but the problem is I've stood on it like 15 times, and it's about as flat a party popper as you can actually get, I believe. Like, it's completely crushed. In fact, it's that crushed, I see that it's actually open. And Harry Potter is magic. There, says Max. And come on, you Quinn, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, he's going to need something magic right at the end of this game. If he scores now, could be his side winning the Gallagher Premiership. Ben Earl around the side now. 8 minutes left. 50 metres out from their own line. Saracens, Maui. And driven backwards. Finds the offload, though, straight up the middle. This is a massive break for Andy Christie. Tries to step and go over the top of Freddie Stewart. Doesn't quite work out for him. Now it's Ivan Fansel. Goes off to the short side. Saracens getting close. And this is only going to be about 10 metres out from the line now. One more. Fansel goes off to Saracens number 2, Jamie George. 10 metres. The difference between them and the line now slipped. He slipped down big time there. I think that was Jackson Ray who lost his footing. But Saracens, they are not giving up now. They can see the opportunity. In fact, I think Jackson Ray might have hurt himself in the process. And also we have got the stinky party poppers. They are indeed. They just smell like smoke. This is the best way of describing them. But now, okay, what's happened now? Okay. Okay, Billy Vunipola was stopped by Wayne Barnes, I believe. Is that what happened? He ended up getting in the way. Do you want to calm down, please, says Wayne Barnes? Okay, he's asking nicely for him to stop. But what happens here? So Owen Farrell offloaded up to Jamie George. Then this next one, I believe he tried to recycle it quickly. Okay. So they're taking a scrum. I don't actually know if that was a penalty or just a scrum feed. I think it was just a scrum feed. I'm kind of confused. But that's all right. 10 metres out from the line now. And it is going to be the scrum feed for the Saracens. Right, I'm thinking they go left-hand side and Johnny may do something fancy in the corner. Or they go right, then they go left, and Johnny May will do something fancy in the corner. For some reason, I feel like Johnny May's about to score a try. And we're 74 minutes through, and there might be a good chance that he can do so, but it's going to be a big push. Put the ball in. Didn't put the ball in, a little bit too much movement. Ivan Fansel. Owen Farrell looks annoyed. Or more annoyed than usual, I guess is a good way of saying it. Set with control. The scrums have really not been solid throughout this game for either side. They seem to be very much angry at each other in the front rows, and it just seems to be doing this all the time, just a little bit of a teeter-totter. Like they're on a seesaw, except the seesaw, they forgot to put the seats on it, so it's very uncomfortable. We'll go with that. Now, Ivan Fansel feeds the ball in now. For Saracens, Billy Vunipola. He's going to back himself. He gets taken down nicely. Right, that is the first step of the process. They went off to the left. That's going to be the penalty to Saracens. Right, this will make it 12-all. Come on, Leicester. Beat Owen Farrell. He's rugby hitch. Veza just ended up putting his hands down. Oh, Billy Vunipola looks injured currently, and that does not look too good. He's holding his face now. It looks like he might need some medical attention here. But for me, if you're Farrell, you take the 3. Or do you? Okay, it's just because he smacked his face straight into Matt Scott. So that didn't really feel that nice. Oh. Okay, that's head contact to Marco Vunipola. In fact, Billy Vunipola. So this might actually be Matt Scott going off for a yellow card now, which will be a bit unfortunate. Although we did see one earlier on that involved something similar in the New Zealand game, but they decided because he was getting tackled and pushing down, it actually meant that it wasn't as severe. So they're going to be checking this one, and also we had the Tigers in the party one, and Billy got bashed. And as I said, Gary Dixon, the crowd, of course, are saying that it should be at least a lifetime ban. But, yeah, no, that is a shoulder to the head, so this could be a yellow. Take the 3, says Mike. Definitely if you, although with a man advantage, do you go scrum with a man advantage? Okay, they're starting at yellow card. Oh, we need the boomfa emoji back. So here's Katie Dixon. Okay, it's going to be the yellow card for Matt Scott. So for me, if I was Saracens, I would take on the scrum in a weird way. There's 5 minutes left, but I think having a man down in that back line will leave a massive gap for the Saracens to be able to run it straight through. Like, they'll work out the side that they've got the man advantage on and just go for it. Hello, brother. So here's Katie Dixon there to rugby itch. And now 5 minutes left. Of course, the 3 points, though, it's literally the easiest 3 that you could ever have, and they are going to be taking on the 3 smart play. And then take the penalty, says 1, 2, 3. MS, and also he copped a knock probe at Billy Ouch, says Nathan. And also, as a Leicester Tiger going to get a yellow card, he did indeed. So now it is 12-all with 5 minutes left in this Gallagher Premiership final. It can't get much closer than this on a scale to 1 to effing high. How annoyed us Sharks fans see 2 rival sides in the final. And there says it was Sebastian to Mike. And there as well. Now, about to be another one kicked off by the Leicester Tigers. Okay, Jackson Ray, they're talking about the fact that he is currently on the field. Right. 5 minutes. Extra time watch. I mean, if extra time comes up, I would just lose my marbles again. But it would be a fitting way to end the season, I guess. Okay, no, he was saying to one of his players to get into the right position. I thought he said to Wayne Barnes, get out. As if to say, you're in the way. Wow, good take from Freddie Stewart. Max Malin's trying to get him. Whoever gets the next penalty, they are probably going to win this game. And also, damn tight game we have here. And this is Nathan also a quick drop kick. It is 1, 2, 3 MS. Well, we did actually see a couple drop kick attempts in the last week's semi-finals, didn't we? Now kicked high from Ben Youngs down the field towards the 22. It didn't get the most distance that it could have, though. And now Alex Good kicks it back down to the 22. Now Freddie Stewart boots it well. Boots it long. Max Malins almost makes a mistake. But he's been able to do beautifully to take that one kick back downfield. It's becoming a kicking battle. Nicely taken by Freddie Burns, who now looks for the kicking option. He tries to bounce it into touch. Oh, nicely done by Good. He almost slips over. And Wayne Barnes is used to being man-handled. There's Gary Dixon, also a smart side. It will force a penalty. And oh, wow, what an awesome final. Come on, you useless kittens. Says it was Sebastian. It's going to be kicked high. It waited for the bounce and it didn't quite set up for them. But now Leicester have got this one from about 35 metres out from the line. All they need is the advantage. And they might be able to go in for a championship win. Only 2.5 minutes left. Ben Youngs using some of that veteran experience that he's got. Most caps ever for an English player. Now the youngster, George Martin, on his 21st birthday, they are saying. Now passes across. Still looking for that possible advantage. Wayne Barnes, even up another final, says I am nutty, and also smash that like button and subscribe for UNO, and also whoops for another appeal. And also yellow card scenario happened because this is in the way. I give a 5 meter scrum and says I am nutty. And there's well now going to be going back across for Youngs. They carry at least the Tigers. Freddie Burns gives it back. Guy Porter with some good acceleration. Good discipline so far from the Saracens. Not give away any penalties. They've been told not to go at that ball, though. Now 2 minutes left. Still time on the clock, but not a lot of it. I feel like this will be one of the last attacking opportunities for Leicester throughout this game. They're still too far out to go for the drop kick, though, I would think. Now he's going for the box kick here, Ben Youngs. And that does not impress the crowd. Although it's going to work out for them, and now all of a sudden the crowd are cheering. So I feel like it's how quickly you can go from 0 to hero in just half an instant. But now backline movement. Looks like it's broken down that defensive line of Saracens just a little bit more. And now passes back across. One more. Porter gives it off to Freddie Stewart. Gets the legs driving into the 22 now. Do they go for the drop kick or do they continue to try and get a penalty advantage at some stage? I'd say if you get the penalty advantage, you go for the drop kick anyway. But currently, Saracens, they are also playing with 14 as Nick Ezekwe has stayed down a little bit longer. Vincent Koch almost able to get that turnover. Now back across, one more, 5 phases in now currently for the Leicester Tigers, just continuing to hit it up. That is going to be the youngster Harry Wells. Still in, going across. Once again, this is using up more time. This is giving me flashbacks to the first time that these two sides played. It looks like they are setting up for a possible drop kick very soon. But first of all, Jasper Wiese, great run forward. Extra few meters for them. And now waiting for this ball to become available. Upal just legging. And now the drop kick attempt. Has he got it? Yes, he does. And the Leicester Tigers get the drop kick. And now 20 seconds left. And Leicester have taken the lead. Hamish, thank you, brother. Says Bertie V there. And also come on, the Tigers, says Pip. So that now makes the score 15 points to 12. And Freddie Burns, he knows that the job's not done. There's still 7 minutes left. 7 seconds left. So he is going like this to his team. He's going to think about what happens next year. Please, is pretty much what he's saying to his teammates. Okay. So they didn't quite use up enough time to be able to finish. And also 14 players solids. And there's Nathan, and also drop kick 10 out of 10 out of 10. Here's Sebastian, and also boom. And also, yes. Wait a minute. Ezekwe? Okay. So Nick Ezekwe is going off the field. My heart was beating so fast. There's Super Rudders and also nice. Here's Nathan and also he yeeted the ball. And how did Saracens lose this? Says Cameron. By 3 points maybe, but this game is not over yet. Still just a little bit longer. The kickoff for Saracens will be getting made. Okay, they're going to be trying to go just the 10 meters. And it has just gone that far. It's back in the hands of Leicester, but straight in the breakdown. And it was not a turnover for the Leicester Tigers. And now they have got this ball back. Wigglesworth fires it back into the pocket. And Freddie Burns kicks it into touch. Leicester Tigers win the title. And they have been able to win it in front of a packed out house here. And the Tigers fans are absolutely loving it. That must be the Saracen coach. He did not look too happy at all. But the Leicester Tigers have been able to win themselves the Gallagher Premiership 2022. Hang on, that is the Leicester Tigers coach. I think he was just in shock. Like pure, just absolute shock that they've been able to win it. Well done, Tigers. And there's says 1, 2, 3 MS. And also Yeet. And there's a lot of emojis from Katie. But the Leicester Tigers have been able to get themselves the Gallagher Premiership 2022 title. And I don't think the coach can quite believe it. And also, congrats, Leicester. You deserved it, Saris. Oh, in the comment there. Says Sebastian. Also, yes, says Atel. So brilliantly done by the Leicester Tigers. They've had a strong season. They qualified first. And they have finished the season in first with the title going their way. So brilliantly done. And it looks like Freddie Burns, he is emotional at this stage. George Ford will be disappointed that he did go off the field earlier on. But Freddie Burns nailing that last-minute drop kick was the difference maker. And he is in tears at the moment, Freddie Burns. You can see how much it means to him. And now he's very excited. I feel like he went from sad to happy to sad to happy to sad and then to very, very happy as he's sitting there currently. And he's about to take off his shirt. No, he's not. He's wiping his eyes. And also, congrats, Leicester. So here's Nathan there. But nonetheless, that is going to be the championship going the way of the Leicester Tigers. They are the winners. And now we've got one last final today, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have learnt the Crusaders are champions. The Leicester Tigers are champions. Bulls or Stormers. That is the next one that we will be finding out. Congrats, Leicester. So here's Nathan. Congrats, Leicester. Woo. And they're from Katie. And also, thank you, Hamish. Stream. See you in a bit for the URC final. So you'll see a bit later on. And also, well deserved. Leicester Tigers won. So here's coding there. They did indeed brilliantly played. Jasper Wiese, he gets man of the match for that one. He was very impressive throughout that matchup as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. It is the pinned comment. And we will be back in only about an hour and 20 minutes for our next live stream, which will be taking place as part of the URC final. Thank you for streaming it, mate. Ultimately, the Quins were winners because the series lost, says Sebastian. I like the positivity in there as well. And also that look on Owen, oosh. And also congrats, Leicester. You had a great season. Great work, Hamish. You're a ledge. There's Pip Goddard, and I look forward to seeing some of you guys for the next live stream a bit later on. And also have some strong coffee, says Birdie V. I'll probably get by on a bit of water. Water will do enough. Like coffee, I would be sitting here like this the whole time for the next one, which I feel like might be a bit too extreme for a 5:15 a.m. start. But we'll see how we go. We'll have some liquid of some sort. And yeah, we will see you guys all in a bit longer. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy. And we will see you all for the